have a chance to be able to make it out into groups 2. And we will see what we have in store for us.
You definitely have like a hard decision to make because like I feel like you have to address this Viper, which means the Bat Rider will have to like spend a lot of time in Viper's lane trying to make him feed. But the moment you do that, you give Yatoro absolute free farm on the anti-mage. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation, but maybe a first blood could be what they need. All right, I think they should still get him because CM is basically a creep.
You think so, right? Okay, yeah, they will.
Yeah, for sure. They're just gonna take their time. Oh, Crystallis takes it. I mean, it's still good on him, but it was a little funny. So I thought they're saving it for Corden, and he hit him once. Like Crystallis, nah, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, you say it's good on the troll. Does it matter in this Viper lane? Like, I wonder. Like, usually I'd be like, yeah, it's the carry that takes it. Like, you're pretty happy with that. You can't go wrong. But like, is this really going to change how this Viper lane actually goes for the troll?
Unlikely. And I already think he may have made a small mistake here. I don't know. I could be wrong here, but I think he needs boots. Like ASAP. Maybe if you got first blood and really fast boots, because not only are you playing versus Viper, right? You're also playing versus Tiny. And when you play against these heroes like that are melee, Tiny, Pudge, having these early boots is gonna keep you alive. So we'll see how fast he can get the boots on Crystallis. He's gonna finish early Wraith Band, but he still has a good chunk of change. That boots will be coming out after, I don't know, a wave or two. So perhaps this first blood will be the difference maker in top lane. We'll have to see.
I didn't see if Lowell needed Torrent for that previous fight. I suppose you probably will with a 5v5, but no, I was going to bring up the fact that he leveled Torrent, but he was able to get 3 last hits still, so not a concern of him being able to secure his range creeps.
Perfect CS with Torrent. No cares.
Collapse? Huh? He's dead. Is he?
He's got a
one more right
fire.
click? Chrysalis? Okay.
Well, I guess dropping like flies here.
Yeah, this has always been the weakness of the Viper, right? Like level 1, level 2, then all those points afterwards. So looks like they're doing at the stage where it's going to be okay. They're doing whatever they can to try and slow down Viper. But yeah, once you get to levels, this lane's going to look very different.
It's still a pretty desirable like start. They even get the pool off to begin here. Oh, Puppy's going to get a good camp here too and deny 3 creeps. So I will say, Secret is already handling this lane as well as they could, given how early on it is. Viper's still level 1. He's going to get denied here. You're going to have your level 2 on both Puppy after this creep and Crystallis. So you're definitely delaying this lane. But yeah, as you mentioned, at level 3, that's when the lane gets incredibly difficult, no matter what you try to do. But you could bully them right now. Like, this is a weakness of the Viper at this current point, and they see it too.
Continue to put a lot of pressure on. Kind of get lucky with a bit of an
kind of all in, though.
Yeah, exactly right. You are starting to take up a lot of poison attacks. You get the kill, but you too will enter the grave.
We're definitely playing to win this lane here on Secret, which isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing, really. I think Mira's going to be the breadwinner on this one, which still is going to be, I think, favoring Spirit just a little bit, because once that toss comes online, I think you're no longer going to be able to do these all-in plays.
And well, how's our other side lane shaping up at the moment? Looks like we're pretty happy with the 14 and 2. We'll see, like you said, there is always kill threat for Secret, depending on Miposhka's positioning. And we are probably going to have a fight for this Lotus as well. Eki's in prime position, but it's just him at the Mars really to help out. So Spirit will get both Lotuses by the looks of it.
And Laurel's going to XTP himself. Get himself his full HP back, as he was taking a lot of meld strikes to the face here.
I didn't catch your name, Slappy.
Do you go Soul Ring in this lane on Boom? I thought pretty much against any mana burns you would.
You used to be able to go that build, but nowadays I think you just favor the sustain, because you'll get mana eventually. I think maybe a stick might be pretty good, but I think Boom is just going to deal with the fact that, you know, Anti-Mage doesn't really do much damage to you if you have like more stats than him and you just right click him with low mana, and eventually you'll have a God's Rebuke up because he's not always going to be able to right click you. I think this is totally fine, and you can see through the CS it's definitely really fine for him.
Yeah,
if you ever pop Soul Ring, you kill yourself, right? And that's too much damage to take in the early game.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was the double bracer into Soul Ring or like you said, if it didn't matter in the end. So he's got the what is it, Blades of Attack coming out, so even extra little bit of damage to be able to play this lane, but we'll see. There is a kill over on the other side. Continue back down bottom as well as your Toro. Is he going to be able to win the man fight? I mean, Boom might just need to continue right clicking. He's 100% going to die, and looks like your Toro will also be killed off as well. So got a bit of a brawl going on across the map.
Yeah, they're definitely trading here. Sometimes when you go on these offlaners like this, it's an all-in experience, right? Like you have to blink in to do the damage, but once you're in, you're kind of in. And same with Crystallis on the top lane. Once he goes in, there's no going out. And now this is the time where the Viper lane could be incredibly dangerous to be in. As like Puppey kind of wants to kill this Viper, but I think they will die if they attempt this.
You're maybe begging for, I don't even know if Corden even wants to rotate, like if he gets a haste rune. Maybe you're begging for the perfect rune for him to try and offer some insistence and manipulate this top lane, because Troll is also a hero that, and I guess you have the die side to help back and fall into the jungle, but you really need levels to be able to keep up with those whirling axis points, so I don't know what you do to be able to help out top.
They're going to toss back Puppey here.
They say free kill on a support, they'll definitely take it, and Crystallis, nothing he can do. Face checks the collapse Viper and it's going to run the opposite direction, so a little bit extra gold, a little bit of extra experience as well for the Spirit boys. Once again, we got the Lotus up, and it looks like, again, Spirit going to find both of them. It does come at a cost of the supports not rotating for the power rune, though, so Corden will have an Arcane.
I mean, it was inevitable, but if you look at Crystallis, he already has phase boots online, so I feel like he didn't have a disaster laning stage, which is kind of a win already in a lot of ways. And maybe a lot of that comes down to the first blood, maybe a lot of it comes down to how they played the first couple waves, but I think he averted probably what would have been like the worst possible result for him. Oh, we're gonna TP Viper here, mid lane.
Should be able to get a kill as a result of it as well. Lol. First bird of the game. Corden, I'm sitting inside the nether toxin. It's not going to tick out, but
it's a bit awkward.
What do we do? We're just going to sit here for 20 seconds, hope they don't break detection. He'll try and disengage. Refraction back up, and he's actually going to make it. Well done, Corden. So Collapse's first move is completely nullified, and meanwhile, what's going on here? Over on the other side of the bridge, Miposhka's trying to sneak on by to get the wisdom room. It looks like he should be able to, but both spirit supports are going to be killed off, so at least you got that to go to wave. Miposhka going to kill Eki beforehand? No, not to be, so some interesting stuff going on this game.
And Crystallis actually took the other wisdom room, so it will be one apiece at least. So that just means one of the supports most likely will be suffering a bit on the side of Team Secret here. Both at level 4 at 7 minutes. They definitely need to find a lane to get some EXP, as Tiny's almost level 5 and CM is level 5.
Wonder how great of a game Eki's going to play as well on this Batrider. He's already, we see him falling back into the jungle, starting to make some stacks. It's a hero that can
for him
do
or
a
you?
lot with gold. Who would you prefer? Because, I mean, Corden's got Blink queued up, but also if you give it to the Batrider, he's going to be able to get pretty active, as we're actually currently seeing him make a goal onto Lyle. Corden traps are on cooldown, didn't have any already pre-set up as well.
I think they should share it. You know, that's only fair, right?
Share the love, okay.
Now, there's an argument for both, because Corden already has a good game. Is Corden with those stacks going to you know, take over the game solo? Would be the question. And Puppy's just gonna give his life for the cause. And boom,
as well.
down 2.
Yeah.
And that's with a rotation from Cordum too. So definitely not a good sequence of events there for Team Secret.
That was...
I was gonna say Poppies is just inevitable because Troll can't go there, and you never want to like pre 10 minutes just have nobody in the lane. You want to force at least them to go for and kill you. And it looks like they're gonna share it. Look, I was right. They shared the love. Aposhka, how big of a Nova?
sharing too. Wait, is he gonna...
Oh, that's not even a Nova.
no.
He's got ulti.
Oh no. Okay, that's alright. Boom shit.
I would
least
say that's
Silver's-
still pretty good.
Yeah, get some experience. You do get dewatered. Toro's probably looking for a free kill. They will find it, especially with Lowell stepping in. Mirror, this is such a peculiar angle for the Tiny. Oh, how did he get there? Wraps all the way around. They're going to drop the boat. That will result in another kill. Will it? Gordon steps out. The splash from the Conquer is enough to bring him down. And now Toro trying to jump and leap away. Boom. No, he's going to land it. And also, even Crystallis is here. So everyone's coming. Why not? We got 18 kills just before the 10-minute mark.
Everyone but Collapse showed up for that one.
I hate this
Laurel,
mark.
he's out.
Why has he got like dangling feet under? It just looks... He's dying. Oh, that's really not... Crystallis gets involved. 2 kills then. Very impressed, man, on how much farm Crystallis has and what he was able to get off the back of that lane. You were bringing up, this is not a good lane for Troll at all, but 3-1 and 2, and he's showcasing he's more than happy to leave that lane and offer some assistance.
Yeah, out of all the things that could have happened in that top lane, like I said, the result was very desirable for Team Secret. There was some really disaster scenarios that could have happened, but they evaded them. And it was just good. The lane stage was just good for him.
Dire's middle tower is
See what they're going to be able to do off the back of this. Does look like Cordon's going to take the Ancients. So this will be a pretty fast timing out of the Blink Dagger. And we're going to have a very similar build once again for the Mars going down this Euro Scepter route, which of course is going to have a lot of value versus the Anti-Mage, very similar to a lot of Spirit Heroes.
A little bit more risky though, because he can reflect it back on you.
Smoke down from Spirit. They're going to TP Collapsed in as well. He's already dealt with his own objective up top. And Crystallis just snuck by and also popped the smoke from Aposhka and Lao. So Secret are going to have plenty of time to be able to react, and they will just look to dodge and go to the opposite side of the map.
I think that's wise for now. Clap's going to TP mid. Just get his farm on. That's pretty much all you do as a Viper. You just hit creeps for a very long time. The hero's very slow. Pretty tanky though. And they will potentially go on Maposhka here. How badly do they want it?
What?
Okay, toss back in X. It doesn't.
How?
I don't know.
How find the angle for that? Okay.
Tossed him from the high ground back down to the low ground where he was standing. Man's a beast.
Love. Yeah, man. We don't see him often on these melee position 4s, but isn't showing so far. Lowest net worth out of the everyone in this game, I should say, but we'll see how he's going to be able to find his farm, and them getting objectives across the map is definitely going to help out. What's the build from Low? Okay, he's I think, did he go casual Sange, which is actually something you were bringing up, and yeah, he did go casual Sange, and then he's going to be going into the Scepter afterwards.
He knows. Nah, the casual Sange was definitely underrated for sure. This item is really good. And I think at some point he's going to go the Halberd too, but I think you don't want to go the full Halberd right now. You want to get this Agnum Scepter still. You are playing versus TA and Troll. Of course, Halberd has like lots of value here. And he deemed that...
Boom. No way is he going to be able to TP out? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's out. But is Mira out? That's the real question.
I don't think Mira's out.
Well,
Quite dead.
it's definitely dead. So, that Blink Dagger, not looking like it's going to be a fast timing in this game. But it's okay. He's already done a lot of work on this Tiny for his cores. you just want to see at some point him get a little bit of space.
Radiant's middle tower is
That way he gets
And they're setting up on
initiation.
Corden.
Just
He's relying on the torrent.
Yeah, so there's just gonna be a farm game now for the most part. Like you have a TA and Troll, right? They're just gonna hit creeps for some time. And on the other side, you have an anti-mage lineup and a Viper. Of course, these guys would want to like take some fights when possible, but it's not really worth moving, right? Because if your choices are to walk to the enemy side of the map and stop them from farming or just farm yourself, that's a risk involved because you don't know what happens in these situations. You can just go there, secrets all obviously going to be there, farm, you can die. Now you gave them gold and you didn't take the own farm that was on your own side of the map. It's pretty much risk versus reward, and there's no clear timing on either side where it's like go time. Maybe this Yule's coming up for boom might be go time. Maybe the blink dagger on Batrider. But outside of that, until we get at least those items, Secret probably not going to make any moves. And as far as the side of Team Spirit, there's not a single item I can think of that's going to make them want to make a move within the next 5 minutes. I think they're totally chill farming.
But who does this favor them? Like, if we're going to have this ultra farm game and if we're going to get to the late stage in game one here of this last series, like, who do we feel like is really favored?
That's a better late game?
Yeah.
That is a tough one. I want to probably say Team Spirit might be favored because I think this Anti-Mage, Viper, and Kunkka are just going to create so much havoc in the team fights that, you know, a lot's going to come down to Boom and precisely how good his initiations are.
Okay. You've mentioned a lot about the supports you're having impact throughout the entirety of the game. We're very intrigued to see what, like, we know that you said Crystal Maiden's not going to have that, and I feel like your Puppy maybe with Silence. Probably by then you're going to have BKBs and Mantha on the anti-mage, but really for me, like, I feel like Eki could be the potential X factor. You're mentioning some of the initiations for Boom, but this Batrider can do that. And what we saw the Tundra game when 9 class, they did lose that game, of course, but well, he had Blink, Force, and Scepter on a support Batrider. So, like, let's see how much farm Eki's going to get. If we do have this game that gets stalled out, maybe he can somehow find some farm like deep in Spirit's territory and be a bit of a pest and take away some of their own neutrals. So he could be that X factor for Secret.
Yeah, he definitely could. We'll have to see. It's just, Dota's a really hard game nowadays, and it's been this way for a long time to be like, this team is going to win late game no matter what, right? Because there's just so many X factors, I'll say, in the game where you just don't know how the game is going to progress. Like, there can be one fight where Puppy gets a triple kill, right, randomly. Now, all of a sudden, he has, like, some Atos or something like that, and now he's solo killing Anti-Mage, and it's just like, well, how could you ever predict this? Stuff like that can just happen in Dota. And it's, unless it's like some Anti-Mage versus Medusa, you know, where there's a clear timing situation, it's very hard to, like, read who's just going to win if it goes late in Dota nowadays.
I love how that, like, to stay on the Anti-Mage Medusa, I know you mentioned, like, late game you really look at Anti-Mage a favor, but I love how there's much more detail that goes into matchups where we saw, I think, to make this comparison easier, like when the Rapier build was common, like, third item for Dusa, where you could actually just end the game before Anti-Mage is even a threat. Because traditionally, we've known, like, Anti-Mage, you completely counter Dusa, like ultra late game, and you made 4 or 5 items, but that's one matchup, and there's a lot of other matchups where sometimes it's even just level dependent instead of, like, maybe 3 items where you have this slight advantage and then you use that to perfection, and then all of a sudden you get a couple kills and game looks quite different.
That's pretty much everything in Dota right now. There's always a playthrough it. There's only one matchup in Dota that is tried, still, and true that is just guaranteed success, and that's when you play Huskar mid against Ember. You'll always win that matchup, no matter what you do. But that's only a laning stage thing, and you're not even guaranteed to win the game. There's always layers and layers of strategy, that's all it is, really, that you can come up with to give yourself a game from a disadvantage.
Oh, that's no you. To be kidding.
So a lot of exclamation points, Mr. Lau. I'd have to keep that tone down a little bit.
He's working on it.
Hey, Puppy. needs to add his extra input as well. Yeah, this one worked out pretty surely, so.
I'm sure it will.
It's we've got pretty lucky. We've actually run into no issues so far in a lot of the games that we've been covering. So yeah, we get a pause. It's not too bad. We get to look at the game a little bit more. Get to look at the tournament as a whole.
Yeah, of course. I mean, in this game in particular, I'm just curious on Yatoro. Yeah, he's just gonna go for the standard build. Like, I think when you play versus Troll, you kind of have to do this. Go for the Agnums build. It gives you 3 charges of illusions. That way you don't have to commit your hero, right? Blinking into a Troll is probably like the worst thing you can do. So you can get Ags and you can just throw in some illusions that'll just poke at him for some time, and eventually you will burn all his mana. And then when he's out of mana, you can't BKB, you can't ulti, and then all of a sudden it'll be very difficult to play the game.
Where are you looking at a...
Trolling them.
We won, puppy.
Rulebook and puppy.
Yeah, they need these wins. You're up against it. It's definitely, I mean, this game's even, but it is still a tough road. Like, it is anyone's game that is potentially able to take it. I do want to continue to stick with this anti-mage itemization. You know, we've mentioned like dispersers with the scepter. Are you needing a butterfly in this matchup though versus the troll?
I think it's very nice to get a butterfly in the game. Yeah, I don't even know if disperser is. It's okay this game. I don't know if it's the best item with all the nerfs. Before you could just turn your brain off and get it.
Well, what's going on?
Look
We've
at
got 2
this silence
fights kind of
on the
breaking
trap.
out. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're on to Crystal's top lane, so just Mirror and Collapse able to deal with the carry on Secret in the jungle. Meanwhile, as well, another fight going on. Oposhka the only casualty at the moment inside this second skirmish, and Force Spirit very happy with the trade across the map.
Yeah, TA now has the traps online, so it's a bit more annoying to play around there. They could have potentially turned that on Laurel, but Laurel just got permanently silenced by traps plus the puppy on his Skywrath, who has 4 points in silence, by the way, so that's very long duration.
To be a
And they
big
caught
kill if they're going to be able to
Tiny
find it
and
on the
Collapse.
Collapse. Okay, blink out from Eki, Collapse. Well, they should be able to catch him out in the tree lane. They're also going to be able to stop Mira's TP too, so he will really make him work for the kill. Have to imagine they're going to be able to catch up to him though.
That
Maybe.
trap, do they see it?
Yeah, they got the trap.
Oh.
Yeah, never mind. So they will be able to get him. And they're already setting up for trying to convert this into Roche as well. So Secret, off the back of these 2 kills, trying to get a very big objective with that early Aegis.
Yeah, and they got TA and Troll, so they definitely have heroes that can take this down quite easily. So a really good rotation there from Secret, even though Crystallis did die at the beginning of it across the map. Doesn't seem to matter too much as they will get the big objective here. 18-minute Aegis. It's going to go in Corden's hands here, and now Corden's going to feel very strong. And I think Team Spirit, they wanted to farm before, and well, that strategy definitely is not going to change as now there's an Aegis in the TA's hands. And you have Blink on Bat, you have this Yules on the Mars, so I think you don't want to fall behind in the farm for Secret. Keep farming, of course, but you can start farming more aggressively now and take parts of the map away from Team Spirit, make their map a bit smaller, and they're going to do that and just smoke to the top lane.
Looks like Mirror's going to be the target, so not a core kill, but they will continue to slow down this blink timing. Instant TP is going to be cancelled as well. Was Lyle's TP, who is getting close to the scepter.
That'll be big.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Bad timing though to control this side of the map. I don't know how long they're going to be able to stick around for. You do have Tormentor up in a minute. Of course, Wisdom very shortly afterwards as well. Boone's going to be careful about entering his own triangle. Meanwhile, Collapse is still sticking around, but that previous Observer drop from Poppy should reward them a really big kill onto Collapse as well. So this sequence of events, perfect so far from Team Secret. These past couple of minutes, they're making some very good plays.
Oh, most definitely. Like, this is going really well for them. Killing this Viper multiple times now, making him feel like he can't really farm much, but there are a couple things you're going to have to look out for very soon for Team Spirit. And can you overcome them if you're Team Secret? One of them is going to be Yatoro. Obviously has Manta. He's ready to go, but more specifically his Aghanims. Laurel's Aghanims is going to be the big one to be looking at. And I think Tiny's Blink Dagger. All of these are on the horizon for Team Spirit, so if you can do as much damage as possible until they get those items, that'll put you even further ahead in this game.
Slows down bottom. Of course, he's the one without the ages. He does have BKB in his hands, though. With the jump, maybe they can get Yatoro. But it'd be a big kill onto the anti-mage. Already with the Manta use, he's not going to be able to get out of the silence. It's not going to matter. There's so much chaos with that Torrent Storm. Chrysalis will be able to activate the BKB and the ultimate, trying to turn to the Viper, but it's just not enough. The sustain, thanks to the run buff, will keep everyone alive on Spirit.
And those are the two big things you had to watch out for. The Blink on Mirror and the Torrent Storm. Absolutely devastating for that fight. And you didn't even have the Ags on Anti-Mage yet. Like, they didn't even kill the Anti-Mage. It's like, you can't really... Okay, Corden's gonna try going on Yatoro here. It's not successful, but it was a good attempt. I respect it. An enemy Tormentor will be taken away. And luckily for them, it's not the greatest. Tiny Shard, level 1 Tree Grab, you know, Arcane Boots, right-clicking. It's something. I guess it'll help him farm a bit, but it's definitely not one of those big shards that can change the game. Like, CM Shard would have been really good, actually. Sometimes lucky, sometimes unlucky. What can you do?
So weird how it gives you just 100 extra damage over the tree throw.
Illusion.
Yeah, maybe it's, yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, you definitely prefer the CM Shard, but...
Yeah, I didn't even know it gave an extra 100 damage. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's actually like kind of okay then for a support. Like it's, I mean, sure, you would much prefer a lot of others, but it's like it's 800 extra nuke, which this tiny hero can always play off the back of your Toro. It's always going to be fine. This is the difficulty of this game. Like, how are you going to be able to deal with him? Boom, going for this BKB before the blink. He cannot really offer that initiation. Where, you know, if there might be some potential. He's going blink next. So what can we see him do with the blink into the yours and spear set up? But currently they are having a lot of difficulties with catching this anti-mage.
I mean, he just realized after that last fight, like the way you play against Kunkka, right, is you just BKB up. Everyone buy a BKB because you cannot play Dota into Torrent Storm without a BKB. It's like literally impossible. And I wonder if he's gonna go. Yeah, he is cool. So he's gonna go for the Bloodstone build too.
Wow,
yeah, they're going in.
As soon as he pops the smoke, he's gonna be able to activate the boat. And yeah, they're just gonna look to disengage. This is not the fight that Secret want to take, because all of Spirit have responded. As Collapse is starting to stack up the poison, Poppy should be able to close the distance. Poison attack still connecting regardless. Yatoro able to leap on over towards the other side. They're not done just yet. Boom is still in a lot of trouble. Maybe get the yours to help some separation. Nice spear. Torrent for the vision. It ain't gonna matter. Boom not escaping Spirit. 2 team fights in a row have gone incredibly well for them.
It's the Torrent Storm. They just can't fight into this boat buff. And I think it's still so hard. I think you definitely need a blink initiation that results in your cores hitting heroes, but they just feel like they can't. Like Troll and TA offer the same type of damage, and it's just not being connected. We did get a lasso, but I just didn't see the damage come through from the side of Team Secret here. They're definitely lacking. It's not that they lack damage, it's just they're lacking positioning to do the damage. And that's what's gonna have to fix pretty soon here.
Oh,
here they go.
Running really aggressively into Secret's side of the map, and finally, they're gonna be rewarded with a pretty big kill. He does get the Torrent Storm, which is gonna force out the BKBs. Meanwhile, the Spear is there onto Yatoro with the silence. It's not gonna be enough. Boom still able to hold him down inside the arena. Secret, can they close the distance? Chrysalis trying to get him range. He might be able to get him. Boom, just in the nick of time. Mirror somehow escapes, picks the gem, TP out. Corden?
Is he dead?
He always gets solo kill, but the Crystal made of a push kick got him. Last right click, Mirror gives him the tip. I mean, it's still a great fight for Secret, but a consolation prize that Mirror escapes with the gem and somehow they get the kill on Corden.
There's so many ways that could have been so much better for Secret. Like, it was good, yes. But boom, he spears the anti-mage away from his team. So at the end, he kills the AM, but he pushes him towards... So the gem is easily picked up by Miro, and that's you saw Miro. He just grabbed the gem and TP'd out. And then Gordon just man-fights to see him and ends up just dying. So, like, I don't know how Spirit had any business retrieving that gem or killing the TA there, but that definitely salvaged... Well, it could have been an absolute disaster. But it's still good for Secret, though. Without a doubt. But losing that gem would have been so bad.
That is a better shard now. So you got the one on Collapse to work with, who also went for his own helmet. So he's now going to start to transition, get those stats up. Scarred into the BKB, waiting for that universal 25.
Yeah, Halberd versus TA, Halberd versus Troll, both really good pickups. It definitely puts Troll specifically, right? This is definitely one of those games where once his BKB goes down, he's not really going to be hitting anyone. So we saw the lasso into Troll killing a hero being the start of that fight, and that's what they need to continue to do. That type of initiation. Stun them when Troll's nearby, because Troll is definitely on a timer this game on how long he can right-click in these fights.
8 knots and full ahead.
Spirit, were they looking to try and veer their attention off the back of the smoke? Eki able to pop Miposhka's position and get that blink away. To help out with this kind of blowing one person up inside the lasso, is Crystallis ever considering something like a blink to instantly be able to get onto that lasso target, or there's just way too many other items that Crystallis is thinking about and it's not even required this game?
It's not bad. I don't think he necessarily needs it, but at some point buying it wouldn't be a bad thing either, because he will... I think he'll buy it eventually. Just because he needs to be able to get on top of the anti-mage the moment he's stunned by Mars or Bat. But for now, I think he has higher priority items that he's gonna...
Yeah, more like
buy.
your 4th, 5th item later on, but...
Yeah, that could be good.
Mickey up to his classic shenanigans. Very nicely done. I mean, this is just what you're going to have to do at this stage of the game, because, I mean, you do have Roche up and Poppy is pinging it, which could be pretty huge. It does look like Spirit have read this, though. They're starting to bring all their forces over towards his top side. Will Steve secretly be able to do it fast enough, though?
I don't think so. Yeah, the right choice is to go fight him now.
They know they're out, though.
They've got like a trap sanctuary here, so that will favor.
There could be a pretty decent kill. A lot of the control. Does he have a buyback? No, he doesn't. So it will be a 4v5. Does this give them Roche, however? Are you killing Lau? 3100 health. I don't know.
It's kind of hard to go in with no Tiny now. Like, if Tiny got his spells off and would have tossed them back, maybe this is something you consider, but you do have the gem on Yatoro. Does Collapse want to bait his body like this? I guess he has no choice now.
Spear connection now with the physical damage. They blow up the Viper. And now Crystallis is trying to get on top of Lal as well. Can they get any extra heroes to be able to help out with Crystallis? A buyback out of Collapse. This is all or nothing now for them. Are they going to be able to get there in time to keep Lal alive on top of the bridge? Miposhka does as best as he can with the freezing field, but it is not enough. A big fight out of the boys on Team Secret, and now Collapse as well is a little bit isolated. Off this buyback, he's going to be cautious. If they can kill him off a second time, Secret should be able to reap the rewards with Roshan. A triple kill for Corden. Now Collapse is in no man's land. Yatoro getting no involvement out of the anti-mage. Collapse forced to sense. That's a huge mana void. It's just not enough in the end. A dieback out of the Viper. Now that Yours able to set up for the speed, drag back onto the crystals. Down goes Yatoro as well. And Secret have clawed this game back. Spirit... multiple fights have gone their way, but back-to-back now for Secret, and they will be able to get second Roche.
Yeah, this has been like flawless positioning by Secret in these fights. They catch the Tiny with the Bat Raider right away, and Tiny gets no spells off, dies with no buyback. And then Collapse decides to put his body on the line and just walk in there, but he was grossly mistaken on how tanky he was. And he dies immediately in that fight. And at no point in this fight did Yatoro feel like he could commit. I guess at the end with that mana void, but that's like 3 buybacks to your teammates, knowing that your Viper's diebacking. I think someone else also had a dieback there from the side of Spirit. And that fight ended up being an absolute disaster for the side of Team Spirits there. And it comes down to like, they just weren't together. Like when the Tiny got lassoed, they weren't together. When the Viper was initiated on, sure, I guess they were together, but I think there was no way they were going to win that fight. 4 versus 5, running into like a bunch of TA traps and a Mars Arena. So just a bit of a wrong call by Team Spirit there to take that fight, and Team Secret capitalized on that heavily.
That they do. 11,000 net worth lead. 2 T2 towers going to get claimed as well. We are still waiting to fill that impact out of the anti-mage. Yatoro pretty close to the butterfly, level 20 as well. Secret not wanting to stop just yet. Another smoke from them. Collapse is showing on the higher ground, and they're not going to hesitate. They feel like they've got plenty of damage with the net worth lead. They will melt through the Viper. Always his weakness has been physical damage, and Corden and Chrysalis have that in abundance.
This game is starting to feel really, really hard now. Like those timings I said that Spirit had, they used them, right? And it looked pretty good. But now the other timings that you have aren't looking so good.
They did come mid at least. Just got to make sure they don't lose some of their heroes though. They're not going to be able to get the spear follow-up. Torrent Storm is forced out from Lull, and he doesn't have the Ag Shard to drag anyone back into a position where maybe they can get the kill. Nonetheless, they will only lose Melee Barracks.
Radiant are scanning.
I suppose that's good enough, but yeah, you talked about this butterfly timing on the anti-mage, but if you check the TA, almost has MKB completed. Troll, same boat where he's queuing it up as well, so when his butterfly is up, he's just going to play into MKBs. So it doesn't feel like even that is going to give him an advantage in this next coming fight.
Always feels like one more item for the anti-mage. That's all they say. One more item. Let me find one more item.
Oh,
that's what Yatoro's saying now.
That's just kind of how the hero works, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a shit hero.
I could sense some resentment in that last comment.
Oh, yeah, it's just like... I mean, surely even as a character player, you've had to play, sometimes pubs, you've had anti-mages your games, and you've been like, what's going on? When you want to fight, brother? Yatoro?
That's only the bad anti-mages.
Ah, I see. Well, Yatoro at the moment is potentially adding another death to his tally. Nice timing out of the silence from Corden. Yatoro still gets the blink away. It ain't gonna matter though. 5 deaths. As a hero that can't have too many.
Yeah, I mean the problem with this game really is that it's the Viper. Like it didn't get what it needed to get done. And now it's at a stage of the game where he's like lowest net worth. He can't really make any involvement. He can't really make any space either, so a bit unfortunate, but with this BKB pickup, perhaps this is a moment. And of course, you've always got plan B with Viper, right? Just go to 70 minutes in the game, become a universal hero, and all is good.
I feel like the closest plan B we might get is tossed back into the tidal wave. Like that is what you're looking for out of the boys on Spirit. You might not have that opportunity, because if you keep finding lassos like this onto the Viper, you're not going to have a Collapse hero to play with, nor a Conquer as well. Even through this ultimate, he's falling incredibly low. He'll get back to the tier 4 tower, and Corden's not going to have enough damage. They're not done just yet, though. Low. Oh my god, what? Lives on a slither of health. They almost blow up Chrysalis inside the Aegis. He's still going to be able to hold this. 30 seconds left, and finally they'll get it.
Right, we're going to toss back.
Maybe onto the anti-mage so they can get the blink further in. Nice silence going to prevent that. And big Mana Void once again, but Moom, he's ready to go. And they don't have the buybacks on Spirit. It's going to be a 3v4 in Chrysalis. There is absolutely nothing that Shoal needs to worry about. But on the outskirts of the arena, you're caught and pumping in the damage as well.
Yeah, this is definitely not how your anti-mage game is supposed to go. He just needs one more item and he'll be fine. Nah, there's no one more item for him here. He does not have much of a base.
His backdoor's up, so they won't get any more.
They don't have the ability of hitting anything but the throne right now, so that's a plus.
True, can't go bottom. They're the tier 2. They come on your door. Ooh, ooh. Oh, nice gun as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a... Oh, well, my Dota Plus is still bugged as well, so it's 100%. Set it for secret for the entirety of the game, so apparently was able to read it. Very well done.
They knew. It's just really difficult for them to fight on Team Spirit now, because like the only thing they really have is just Kunkka spells, which are all negated by BKB. And we've got triple BKB online, and yeah, anti-mage is still farming, getting some farm available, but if you look at the net worth of Collapse, it's below the Mars right now. And if you compare their impacts, it's like Viper's a carry hero, right? And just because he's an quote-unquote off-laner, his job is to win his lane, and his job is to just be a right-click and carry. So his net worth should definitely be higher. So to be behind a hero that his job is to just stun heroes for his 2 carries, literally 2 carries here, in the TA and the troll, means things are not going well for you whatsoever. And that's just the unfortunate reality of just how this game is going for them. And yeah, team's just gonna die. I think all you can do at this point is kind of like queue up the shard on Kunkka, which he does have now, and start playing the repositioning game.
Yep.
And probably buybacks as well.
And we did see them have the attempt on it when Secret were previously inside the base, where you toss onto someone with blink, and then you blink further back, and they're gonna... The distance is greater, which we saw them attempt previously. I think that's probably what you're hoping for on this next defense. Do you even want to take a fight around Roche? Do you care if you have Aegis? Because I'm looking at like, maybe again, Spirit, you toss back the Aegis target further inside the base, you get the kill on the respawn, you toss again, tidal wave, and then all of a sudden it puts Secret in a compromised position where you're fighting super deep inside Spirit space. Because I don't know if they can do exactly that if you're fighting around Roche.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the Roche fights are going to be very difficult until that gold lead does go down. So I think the game plan really is simple for Spirit. Fight in your base. Maybe you can fight outside of your base if you have a numbers advantage. And by that, like you see like this Mars farming bottom, right? And then you can go on puppy top. These are like situations and fights you could take. But if it's 5-on-5, yeah, you pretty much have no chance because you're playing into TA traps and you're playing into a huge net worth deficit. But they're going to try anyway.
There is currently a numbers disadvantage. Boom. It's the bottom side.
He's got a TP top now, but then again, they might see it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Here's Boom. All right, so Boom.
They do see. And they blow him up. And do they even want to go for that, though? We're with a jump through. Not a heavy committal. He's going to be able to dodge the bow. Activates the beekeeping. At least does get spells off. And Boom's still going to be able to stay alive. Spirit, don't convert on that opportunity. Utori's able to assassinate the Skyth Mage, but it doesn't seem like it's not. Crystal's falling really low, though, on the other side. Hang on a second. Utori, wait, what? Now they're going to turn to Corden as well. Is this the fight? Spirit, make something out of nothing. A triple for Utori. Unfortunately, Roche is not up, but they are not out of this one just yet.
No, that's a godlike streak going the way of Yatoro there, but catching Boom instead of Boom catching you is a big deal. And that's smoke, because they knew Mars is bottom, right? And they saw Mars TP in, and I think that's best case scenario, because Mars had to use himself defensively, and Collapse's positioning was actually perfect there. They forced the Viper to end up getting lassoed in the back, but there's no damage, right? Because what was most critical about this whole fight is they kited out the BKBs. They kited out the PKBs perfectly to the point where you now had the Torrent Storm and Yatoro could finish the fights there. And that's kind of just exactly how it's going to have to go. Like, once these BKBs are down, it's really hard to play the game. And we saw that through, like, what ended up happening to Crystallis here. Sure, he had no BKB, he had the ulti, but they're not killing the heroes. They didn't kill the Viper fast enough in this fight. And maybe a lot of that has to do with the fact that Collapse finished his BKB. Now he's a bit more maneuverable and less burstable. If they get the Aegis though, this is going to be a big problem.
Looks like they should. I mean, it's definitely not the fastest, but it's going to be fast enough regardless. Collapse is here, so yeah, you're not going to have the heroes alive. Refresher shard for them to work with. That is a lovely item for Lal.
Oh yeah,
They're coming though.
That's a big one.
Really going to be cautious someone doesn't get caught out. This could be a nice ward for Poppy to set up for the next fight. See them on the retreat.
Wait,
they know
they might get caught.
Okay, but the jump in. I mean, Yatoro's not here. He rifted on the other side. You don't have your carry anti-mage, and you're not going to have Lyle as well. Nicely done. Poppy to set up with the vision, which gives them all the information they need for that fight. Yatoro will TP down now. They need a way to be able to help Collapse. Yatoro wants to deal with the backline supports instead. Takes rid of Poppy, but that is all they will get out of it. Secret, they do not care about your Aegis advantage.
I mean, Yatoro just bailing there. Put his team in like a huge disadvantage, and now you just have no buy on two heroes here. You still do have Kunkka though, with a refresher shard, which is absolutely massive. So maybe they can respect that and hold, because the BKB is on cooldown for both of the heroes here, but it will cost a buyback there. It was a really good read by Team Secret though, to just like continue to take that fight even to the Aegis. I don't know if they saw Yatoro leave, but the moment Yatoro wasn't there, it was free pickings to just run in.
Crystals? Lincoln's pop? Are they actually going to be able to get the kill? No mana! They got him!
He had no BKB.
Wow.
That's one of those things you just kind of shake your head a little bit on. You feel like you need to do something, right? Because there's two heroes dead. But the reality is you can't do anything. Antimage still had an Aegis. You have no BKB. They're just going to go ahead and just like kill you straight off like that. But I can understand why he was there. It's like, they have two heroes dead, guys. Let's go. But without BKBs, you can't fight him with Kunkka. I'm pretty certain of it.
I really want to see the correct probability. I want to know. Let's have a better idea. All right, Fig, you can be it for me. Like, get in the mind and
probability.
Plus. Yeah.
I mean, looking at it right now, I'm gonna say this is my probability or Dota plus probability. That's the question. I'm gonna go my probability.
Yeah, shit.
My probability. This is a 60% win scenario for Spirit.
Really, you favor Spirit?
I do.
What is 60%? And they're down 19k. There's no barracks mid, no barracks top. You don't have a tier 3 bottom. Why is giving Spirit such this edge?
They got anti-mage.
Is this hero that good?
Oh yeah, this hero's really good. And this stage of the game. And I think it's not just the anti-mage.
They're starting to TP in. Wait.
He Wind Wakered himself. To take the silence off, right? So.
Okay.
But reality is, if he probably just right-clicked him, he would have killed him. So it's kind of funny. It was a really good move by Poppy.
They got a really nice ward as well. It looks like Spirit's trying to bring everyone back over to this area. I mean, this is a really key location. You got a DD as well. Oh boy. No Viper though. The call's gonna be Secret. Seemed like It's going to be a lot of difficulty with just face checking anti-mage, especially with the Aegis front of the minute. So the smoke is not going to work for them. They're going to continue to look to move to the north. Again, always something in their favor is going to be the creep equilibrium.
I just feel like the barracks don't really matter in Dota. Like, mega creeps kind of matter, but anything other than that, they don't really matter.
Okay.
So that advantage is just gold, the way I see it. Okay. And heroes like TA and heroes like Troll, they become progressively harder to play in the late game against a hero like Anti-Mage. And what I'm mainly looking at is Kunkka. Can Boom accomplish what Kunkka's doing in these team fights? That's like the question. And the ease of execution is a lot easier for the Kunkka, right? You just throw all your shit on the ground and everyone gets stunned. And that's just how it works. And at level 25, it gets ridiculous. Where at Mars, you need to actually hit your spells. And I think he needs a refresher orb too, which he's not even going for. It seems a lot more difficult for him to be able to execute this. But it is possible. I mean, Boom can definitely break this game wide open. But he's like their big initiator. Of course, the Bat Rider. This is also another big one. Between Boom and Eki, they have to get some really good initiations in on this game. Aegis is now down. I think the name of the game for Spirit is you just wait for buybacks. They're going to be back in... Well, Laurel's is 3 minutes away. Yatoro doesn't have money. And neither does the Tiny, but they'll get there. Can you all in the barracks here? Well,
Yeah.
and by that I meant secret alling, but they're still also losing their barracks here. Yatoro is doing a nice little cheeky plays of X mark / hit buildings.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They will go up against Megas. You,
Right, what's the
it
call?
looks
What's
like.
the call?
Okay, never mind. Secret don't want to commit.
They want to get a jump with Bat Rider. That's what they want to do here.
Ideally, who's the best target for Eki?
Anti-Mage, for sure.
Okay.
If they can bring an Anti-Mage into the Troll TA and hex them, they can kill. But you got to be careful for Kunkka, because Kunkka X can break Lasso. You got to keep that in mind.
And got to be careful of Mirror with this Wind Waker too. So
Yep.
that's another thing that's also going to be able to disrupt.
You need a nullifier.
Just 4-0. And have we got that queued up? We've got a refresher currently queued up from Chrysalis. We have a Arcane Blink getting queued up for Corden as well.
Is under attack.
Okay. Looks like there will be no nullifier.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on your point saying you felt like Templar Assassin and Troll? I think you said something about positioning compared to the Anti-Mage late game.
Oh, yeah, I mean, just one second. There's probably a fight here.
Yeah, they're coming, alright. Oh, Mirror. Oh, that's quite the start. Onto one of the supports. And boom, that's not the arena they needed. In fact, he gets no one. Everyone is fine on Spirit on the outskirts. They do have to use the Torrent Storm, though, so it's not like they didn't commit any ability for Spirit as well.
That's just a Blink Fragment. Like, he thought that Blink Fragment illusion was the real Anti-Mage, but there is no real clear tell that it's an illusion, which is kind of annoying because it has the same blink sounds that Anti-Mage has and animation when it blinks in.
All top.
So it's kind of annoying.
Are they going to be able to get him? His buyback's still down for a minute 10. 3,900 health they're going to have to go through, but with Corden nearby as well, they should be able to get the damage onto the Conquer.
That was a good
100
play.
seconds 4v5, very nicely done from Secret, and that was kind of all set up with that previous outpost getting claimed so they could TP in multiple members.
I mean, he doesn't have money for buyback. He's just... That's 90 seconds. He's just dead. How do you hold without your Kunkka? Now, that is going to be the interesting question here.
Oh, Miro. Nice toss back onto Eki. They're going to be able to convert onto the kill, though. Yours will make it a little bit more messy. Eki able to get away. Still the blink.
Oh, he
might be enough to get the kill. Another one chucked out. Yutori hasn't finished his meal just yet. Eki will be okay. He's actually ready to go back in along with Boom. Do they just want to deal with the objective of the arena potentially covering the avalanche? It's making it a little bit more difficult for them to do so. You've got to buy back out of the post. Eki's ready to go still in the wings. Lasso back off cooldown. Yutori's actually going to jump in with his real hero as well. They want to try and deal with a troll waller. BKB's out there. And they are happy with that. They get a buyback out of the Crystal Maiden. Yutoro. This what they're ready. They will not be able to catch Secret on the retreat though.
You're definitely running out of base if you're Team Spirit here. A lot of it goes down to, I guess Laurel didn't understand that his outpost was taken over, right? Didn't expect that they could TP there, but gotta pay attention to these minor things because they can be game breaking. Him dying there almost cost his team the game, but not quite yet. They're still in it for sure. 27k gold lead, and we even see 4 versus 5. It's not easy for Secret to fight them. It's definitely no walk in the park. But it's just good enough for now. And I think if they can continue to go on Laurel, that would be quite good. I mean, he's not even close to buyback, as he did spend his money to buy the BKB. They're going to smoke out now. And you have no buybacks except for Yatoro for Radiant side. And buybacks, everyone but Eki has a buyback on the Dire side.
Take a look at the levels as well.
All in play.
Let's see if they're going to be able to get there fast enough. I mean, Collapse is showing the lane, and this Roche will fall very fast. And Boom's going to be able to stop them, acting as his blockade outside the pit. So they get the Aegis, they get the Refresher shot as well.
Oh, Corden
BKBs. And he doesn't have the Aegis too. He's going to use Refresher. Another BKB jump in. Very aggressive from Corden. He needs to be able to convert on a couple of kills. They got the prime one. Anti-Mage caught inside the lasso, dragged to Crystallis. Somehow gets the blink away. Lao's okay as well. But this is looking like a successful fight for the boys on Secret. 2 fights breaking out simultaneously. Lao getting hunted down from Corden. Meanwhile, they should be able to get Yatoro as well. The slam from the shield from Boom cuts away the health pool. Now they got the spear as well. And it looks like finally Secret have broken open this game. It is Anti-Mage against the world. And I don't even think Yatoro God is enough to stop the 5-man from Secret.
If Yatoro can stop this push, I will just get out of my seat and not come back for game 2.
Okay. So Yatoro, what can you do? I mean, what, 3,600 gold? What, you sell an item, sell Manta, go Rapier. You gotta buy back on Tiny. What's the cooldown on everyone else? Okay, no, we're done. We're done. Oh. Wind Waker? Gonna need it just yet. Holding it now for the last second. You're gonna lose Mira. And you're gonna lose Yatoro as well, pretty surely. Not even gonna matter. Won't get back inside the base and the G's are gonna be caught. So in the end, Secret